Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. We're all set to bring you a terrific contest here as these two divisional rivals renew acquaintances for the first time this season. There's always a little something extra at stake when these teams face off. It's the Cardinals going up against the 49ers. With kickoff straight ahead, let's check in with the two men who will be calling tonight's game as we say hello to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the home of Super Bowl 50, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight, it's on to Week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store between the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage.
A one-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of one-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional one-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Wide open receiver complete. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. He lost 6 there on the first down play. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Niners will go on offense 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And incomplete to open things up. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Let's meet the starters on the defensive side of the football for Arizona.
And let's talk about Robert Kimdichie, their first-round pick out of Mississippi. I still remember him coming out of high school. An absolute terror, maybe the best high school prospect in the nation. People look to see if his motor is going to run high all the time because when it does, he is something else.
It's caught by Treadwell. And he's brought down after a good gain. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down. 6 yards here to go for the offense on second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Rolling to his left. He's got his man on the crossing route. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll look to throw here on first down. Incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we've got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Looking left side, he's got it complete. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
All right, here we go. Gun!
Back to throw now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. For the 49ers, their starters defensively, and a guy to look at, DeForest Buckner.
Love him. Tall, angular. What you worry about with guys like that is can they bend and play with leverage? And DeForest Buckner absolutely can. Did everything that was asked of him at Oregon. He's going to have a big-time career with the 49ers. That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
When you hear screen, screen, screen on defense, that's a little bit scary because you know a big play might result.
He was so ready to get to part 2 of the screen, he forgot part 1, couldn't get the ball.
Now let's go.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
And now here's a carry heading left. And some room to roam now. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. They'll set up to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And they're going to go soft on the corners.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on.
Here we go now. Philly. Here we go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Down here in the red zone. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal. On 4th down, the Cards will call on Chandler Catanzaro to try and put up 3. This just a 24-yard attempt. And Catanzaro's kick is right through, and the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So they get the field goal, but part of that was a 14-play drive to get the 3.
Normally, when you hold the ball that long, run that many plays, you end up in the end zone. There's a breakdown on the defense. Something happens. In this case, that didn't, but really good ball control by the offense. They're hoping that they can wear them down if they keep having drives like that.
This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on off.
They got his man complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. And the Cardinals, they trot out their dime package for 3rd down. Looking to throw. Rolling to his right. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it, just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And they're going to have this one up near the 30-yard line.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 4 yards remaining now on 2nd down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Give him 9 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Again, we'll see the pistol here.
Let's go now. Check. Over.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. They'll look to throw here on first down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He's going to air one out. And this is caught inside the 5. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said.
And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the...
Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down.
Come on, let's go. Let's round.
from the shotgun. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And he comes back with one complete. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll look to throw here. Buying time to his left. Looking left side, and it's complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And now a first down following that long gain.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now back to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. It's the former Stanford Cardinal, Richard Sherman. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got time. He's going to look deep, and this will be caught at the 30. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front. As we send you across the country to Orlando, standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Offense still needing 10 yards, second down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Let's go.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chandler Jones in there to get him for his second sack of the night. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Looking to throw. Forced out to his left. Throwing left side, it's complete. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. And when he started rolling left there as a right-handed quarterback, I thought, boy, this third down play is going nowhere, but credit to him, able to pick up the first.
And all you righties who are watching the game at home, get out of your chair, get off the couch, move to your left, and then rifle one. You may leave a hole in the wall, as you'll have to explain later, but you'll see how difficult that throw actually was.
And a nice carry there of 15 yards. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Oh, good luck with that.
Oh, my goodness. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So here we go, first and 10 now.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
And this is caught at the 8. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
They'll drop to throw. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Their dangerous wide receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score. And now it's blocked, but he will not be able to bring this one back, in the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I remember when they changed the rule, and there's a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now? Much more of a field goal attempt, and the defensive guys saw it as an opportunity to get more block.
That's exactly right. There's more effort now. Before, when it was snapped down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, those guys are going after it because not only can they knock it away and change a little bit of momentum,
And get 2 points.
they can pick it up and take it back for 2 points.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 11 on the gain there, and the Cards are going to have a first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better again. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
It looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Another pistol look here.
Green, 39. 3 down. Watch it. Check safety. Gun. Hey, watch it.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. Backing up. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Third down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
He's going to field this at the 4. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And the Niners are going to take possession, albeit deep in their own territory. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Here's Bradley Pinion now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Fielded at the 43. Wow, evasive.
Make him miss.
And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great effort there with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cardinals will extend their lead.
And as soon as they hand a rookie his playbook, they say you better make your mark on special teams if you want to hang around. I'd say returning one for a touchdown will definitely leave a memory.
Yeah, that's a pretty indelible mark here early on in his career. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to... build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll come out in the pistol. Now a handoff looking right. And after the nice stiff arm, the next wave swarms in quickly for the stop. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now he'll let it, and for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And Nelson's got it here right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals turning that interception into a touchdown. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's a 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number.
Here we go, G. Hey, watch left, watch left. Oh, flex round, flex round. Here we go.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Over the middle, he's got Treadwell. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball to the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Flex round, flex round. Under 10, 10. Come on, let's go.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Their dangerous wide receiver with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Cardinals offense here ready to take over. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On play action, they'll throw. He'll buy some time right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. A great read, and it's picked off. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he fires one incomplete. So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. They'll set up to throw. Steps away to his left. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
So they had great field position, but a 3-play drive that actually goes backwards, and then they kick the field goal.
And I think the key sequence in there, the key phrase you just gave us, a 3-play drive. Had the momentum, great field position, unable to move the football.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. It'll be a gain of 9. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and we'll still get the first down." They love being physical.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. It's a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, that defensive win reminds me of something a coach of mine used to say all the time. If you really want it, you'll find a way to go get it. And the defense did exactly that.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Black 99, Philly. Here we go. Black 99, Philly. Here we go. Check 3. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Going up top. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Drew Butler now as he's on to punt for Arizona.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here we go. White 90. White 90. Get him. You got it. Ohio. Check 99.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop red zone territory at the 13-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Yeah, a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. Back to throw here. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Their big tight end, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he'll bang that one through. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now the 49er offense ready to go and getting back out onto the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. On the tackle, Tyrann Mathieu. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now and now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. They come out here in the eye. And to give this time to the tailback. They find some open field here. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. And runs like that with explosiveness. That's what this rookie can bring to the table.
And add to it speed, patience, vision. A rookie has all of that. That's usually a veteran's combo plate. I love this guy.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. So the offense has it, 6-yard line, 1st and goal. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Cardinals turning that interception into a touchdown. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And they're going to speed things up here.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now back to throw. Flushed out right. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Cardinals, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town.